What's up, Queens, and welcome back to Crooked Crown. If you don't know me, my name is Destiny. I am an aspiring psychologist, and Crooked Crown exists because I wanted to help my sisters overcome some of the mental and emotional challenges that will keep them from pursuing their destiny, their purpose, their goals, and their dreams, right? So if that sounds like something that you are interested in, go ahead and subscribe because I will have more videos coming your way. Now, today we are going to be discussing changing the way that you see yourself, right? Let's get into it. So the reality is, the reason why a lot of us are not further in life is because of the way we see ourselves, right? I was talking to a young lady the other day, and she was telling me how she really wanted to do YouTube, but she was just so insecure about her teeth. She was insecure about how she would look on camera, and she just felt like she was just too camera shy to want to be in front of a camera, right? But she just had this deep desire to want to do YouTube. Now listen, I think that a lot of times we allow insecurities, we allow self-doubt, we allow procrastination, we allow past pains, past hurts, past traumas to keep us from pursuing our goals, our dreams in this lifetime, right? So that young lady speaks for so many people. I remember when I first started doing like videos, I would be like super insecure because I didn't like my teeth either. And I would literally allow that to stop me from making videos, right? But then I realized at a certain point that I was being selfish because I realized that people needed what it was that God put inside of me. And if I was just so selfish, so self-consumed, so focused on me, I would never be able to help the people that God has called me to help, right? So I think that oftentimes when we get in this cycle of, oh, I want to do something, but I don't feel like I will be as great as so-and-so, or I want to do something, but I don't have the look for it, or I don't have the money for it, I don't have this, I don't have that. I think what you put your focus on is what you magnify and what you make big, right? So I think that when I begin to shift my perspective about how I saw myself and how I saw what it is that I wanted to do, that's when things begin to change for me. And I think just like me, a lot of you all, once you begin to change your mindset and your perspective on how you see yourself, you'll begin to get out of your own way, right? Because at the end of the day, whatever gift, whatever talent that God has given to you, it wasn't necessarily for you. It was for other people. It was for you to be able to bless other people, right? So whatever that is, if it's dancing, singing, writing, modeling, acting, vlogging, whatever that is, God can take that and use that to bless other people with it. But if you're so insecure and you're so stuck in your way, God can't use you because you're so in your head about what you look like, about what other people will think about you, and you know the funny thing, most of the time the thing that we're insecure about, people don't even notice. Like, they don't notice until we start pointing it out, right? So I just kind of want to bring up that example because I feel like that is a big part of why we're having a hard time walking in our destiny, walking in our purpose, is because we're so insecure. And I think that if you're going to do anything great in this world, you have to begin to change your mindset. You have to begin to change the way you see yourself. You have to begin to change the way you think of yourself. If you want to think about the version of yourself that you want to be, right? This version of yourself, let's say she's powerful, she's strong, she's bold, she's outspoken, she's lovely, right? And let's say currently you're shy, you're insecure, you're broken, whatever the case is, right? You won't become who you're trying to be until you tell your current self of who you are, that you can actually be that, right? And you're not going to start behaving in that way until you actually believe it. So the first step is actually believing that you can be that. And then as you start to believe it, you start to say it, you start behaving like it, and then you begin to become it, right? But you're not going to be able to become that until you transform your mind, until you transform your thinking. Because becoming something is more, it's not just about you changing outfits. It's not just about you putting on makeup, right? So whenever I see people, oh, I'm on my self-love journey, but everything that they're doing is for the outward, I think they missed the point, right? Because when you're on a self-love journey and you're healing, everything starts internally. And how you feel internally begins to come outwardly, right? So the Bible says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So what's on the inside is what comes from the outside. It's not what's on the outside that defiles the man, but it's what's on the inside, right? So whenever you are on your journey of becoming, whenever you are trying to make yourself the main character in your life, whenever you want to begin to do your soft girl era or whatever all this stuff is that, people are saying now, you have to know that it begins with you and it begins internally, right? And the first place that starts is your mindset. You have to get out of your own way. Get out of your own way. Change the way you see yourself. Change your thinking. How do you do that? You begin to speak to who you want to be. Matter of fact, you're already that. You're already her. You just don't know it yet, right? Because you have to begin to undo the layers of hurt, pain, trauma, lies, deceit, manipulation, all the stuff that you've been through in this lifetime, even all the lies that you told yourself. You have to begin to undo that. But you do that by going inside, by facing you, by facing who you really are, right? So for example, it wasn't until I used to be super shy. I used to be super insecure. I used to have low self-esteem. My low self-esteem used to be so bad that I used to literally walk with my head down. I would never make eye contact with anybody. I would never even if I see a guy I like, I would run. I would literally run. I just used to be so broken. I hated myself. I didn't love myself. I didn't think that I was beautiful. I didn't think that I deserved love. I didn't think that I was worthy of it. I used to really battle with all this stuff. And it wasn't until one day, me personally, that I went to God and I said, you know what, God, I want you to help me see myself the way you see me. I want you to help me to see myself beautiful. Give me that confidence. Give me that strength. Give me the grace to be able to be bold in who you've called me to be, in spite of what people may say, in spite of what people may think. I don't want to be a prisoner to other people's opinions. So give me the strength to walk out who you've called me to be. And it wasn't until I got vulnerable with God, it wasn't until I got honest with myself, that I started to look myself in the mirror and I started to see myself the way God saw me. Hold on, wait. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. What you mean you scared? What you shy? What you mean you shy? No, you're not. You're beautiful. You're bold. You're outspoken. Be that. And don't allow anybody to silence you because they can't handle who you are. And I think that's what happens a lot of time is people can see the greatness in you before you can. So a lot of times what happens is they try to dumb you down before you have an opportunity to know who you are. I get mad at myself when I look back at some of the people who I allowed to intimidate me. When I compared myself to certain people, they dress like this and they talk like this. Well, a lot of people like them. And then I look back and I say, they was insecure. They was broken. They needed people to like them because that's how they got their confidence. That's where they got their ego boost from. I don't need anything outside of myself and outside of God to affirm, to validate me, baby, because I am already validated. I am verified by God. Period. And that's all I need. And I want you, sis, to get to that place where you can begin to see yourself for who God has created you to be. You're so, I feel this right now because some of y'all are so artistic. Some of y'all are so, God is really giving y'all gifts to do amazing things. But because you're so fearful of the opinions of other people and because you don't see yourself correctly, you shrink this gift. You hide it. You don't want other people to see it because you're afraid of what people might say. But listen, when you understand that you don't live for people, but you live for God, when you begin to change your perspective and say, listen, I'm going to do this whether you want me to or not, because I don't do this for you. I do this for God. He's called me to this. He's anointed me for this. He's created me for this, and I'm just doing what he created me to do. I don't need no committee. I don't need no opinions. I don't need no amen corner. I'm going to do this whether you want me to do this or not. And I think that we have to start getting bold in who God created us to be and what God created us to do, and stop waiting on opinions and validations from other people. If you can do hair, do hair. If you can sing, sing. If you can dance, dance. If you want to be a business owner, do that. And I think that's another thing that we struggle with is being locked inside of this box. Not feeling like you can be an entrepreneur because you don't have the money right now, or because you don't have connections, or because nobody in your family ever did it. So you lock yourself in this box and you can't see yourself doing it because nobody around you has ever done it before. But Listen, sometimes you might have to be the first. And it might be harder for you. It's going to be harder for you because you are the first one to break generational curses and to do something different. Just because there was a pattern established in your family, it doesn't mean you have to continue that pattern. Be the first one to break it. I tell my brother all the time, like, a healthy family. I didn't come from a healthy family, but a healthy family is going to come from me. I didn't come from money, but my kids will have. My kids won't lack. I don't see any godly marriages around me, but I'm going to have one. I'm going to be the standard. I'm going to be the one that's different. I'm going to be the one to break that generational curse. I'm going to show other people that come behind me that God is real, that he cares about you, that he loves you, and that he's called you, and that your life is not meaningless. Some people wake up every day with no vision, no goals, no destination in mind. They don't have no motivation. Everything is procrastination. Everything's just go with the flow. However I feel, that's what I'm going to do. But they don't have a particular vision in mind. And you're wasting your life away. You have to begin to get serious about your life. You are not too young to sit down and write out a plan and a vision about what you want. You're not too young to accomplish and achieve your goals. You're not too young for that. You have to know what it is that you want out of this life. Because every day you wake up, you're closer to death. And time is ticking. God is giving you that vision for a reason. God is giving you that dream for a reason. Put it down on paper. Pray over it. Read it out loud. The Bible says write the vision and make it plain. So that when you passing as you go, you can always pull up this vision and you can see it. Okay, this is what I want to achieve. This is what I want to do. Who cares if it's big? Who cares if it seems unreachable? As long as you have the vision, as long as you have the faith to achieve it, and as long as you have the discipline and you're putting forth the effort, it's not just going to come to you. You have to put in the work. You have to be diligent. You have to be committed. You have to persevere. You have to be persistent. All of those words that are not popular, in our culture, those are the principles that you need in order to make your dream a reality. Stop sitting on your hands. Do what God has called you to do. And for some people, they're stuck in this thing where it's like, okay, I don't have time for my dream. I gotta work. I gotta make money. I got bills. Okay, I'll be tired after work. I ain't got time. But it's so sad for you to go and for you to put more hours, effort, and work into another man's dream, making them rich, but you won't even come home and work on yours. Turn off social media. Turn the TV off. Get off the phone with that boy. Get off the phone with that man. And handle your business and do what it is you have to do. I don't care if you have to dedicate an hour every single day to working towards your dream, your goals, and your visions, but you have to do something because the future you is going to thank the present you. It's going to thank you. And you have to think about it. The older you is depending on the younger version of you right now. So use your time wisely. Time costs, and you can't get time back. We all know that. Stop using your youth to sleep around, to get drunk, to get high, to manipulate, to steal, to party. You're wasting your youth away. You're wasting your time away. Ain't none of that stuff gonna matter when you look back a couple years from now. When you stand before God, when you die, he's going to ask you what you did with the time that he gave you. Because the reality is, God has given you an assignment. That's why you're here. God has given you an assignment. They lied to you. I'm sorry. They lied to you. Your life is not all about you doing what makes you happy and living your life not worrying about other people. They lied to you. That's not what your life is about. Your life is about serving God. Your life is about doing what he's called you to do in the time frame that he's given you to do it. That's what your life is about. So if I were you, I would try to cultivate my relationship with God so that he could begin to give me vision for my life. I heard Miles Monroe say, the richest place in the world is the grave. The richest place in the world is the graveyard, because it was a bunch of people that God sent to this earth with potential and they did nothing with it, but they died early. For all we know, somebody had to cure the cancer that's in the graveyard. But because they didn't do anything with their potential, because they didn't do anything with the gifts, with the time, with the brilliant mind that God gave them, it wasted away. And I feel like every single day we give into the enemy, especially as young people. The main tool that the enemy uses for young people is distraction. He's going to distract you with a relationship, a toxic relationship that's not going to go anywhere, but it's going to steal your time from you. It's going to steal your youth from you. It's going to steal your energy from you. Of course you don't have time to focus on your dreams because you're too busy worrying about what Rashad doing. I'm just saying, don't shoot me. I'm just a messenger. All right. You don't have time because you're too busy trying to chase after him to make sure he ain't messing with this chick, that chick, this chick, that chick. Who cares what he's doing? Who cares? You have to be focused in this season of your life. You can't be playing with your time like this because you don't know when you're going to die. You don't know when God's going to come back. And you want God to be pleased with you. You want him to be pleased with the work that you've done while you was here on this earth. I'm not saying don't have fun. I'm not saying that, right? Because I believe that life is to be enjoyed. But at the same time, you have an assignment. There is something that you need to do. And listen, I don't know about y'all, but I've come to the conclusion that me being an entrepreneur is the way to go. And I know there's a lot of y'all that want to be entrepreneurs. There's a lot of y'all that when y'all have to go to work, y'all literally get depressed and sad because you know that this isn't your passion. You know that this isn't what you're supposed to be doing. But what you are is you're a prisoner to another man's dream. While he's on vacation, while he's taking his family on vacation and they living financially free, you're giving up your hours. You're giving up your days to go work and slave on their job while they're living free. How can you be financially free when somebody has already set the amount of money that you can make in a year? They've already told you your worth. They pimping you because you're worth way more than that. But you don't want to step into your destiny though. You don't want to do your passions. You don't want to use your gifts though. You want to work on a job. You want to work on a 9-to-5. You want to spend all of your time, your effort, your youth, and your energy into making another man rich, but not your own. So you don't want your own family to be financially free. You don't want your own family to be wealthy. You don't want to just be able to get up and travel when you want to. You don't want to be able to give back to other poor families and to help them out. You don't want to be able to just, build God's kingdom. You want to work 40 hours a week and make another man rich. That's what you want. Think bigger. Think bigger for your life. God has more for you. There's more that he wants you to do. The reason why you're stressed, the reason why you have anxiety, the reason why you're losing your mind on a job is because you're not supposed to be there forever. You're not supposed to be there long term. Listen, when you have a vision, it gives you energy. It fuels you. You go to that job happy because you're like, this is temporary, bro. I ain't going to be here long. I know what God has called me to do. But when you don't have a vision, you are depressed. You do die early from sicknesses like high blood pressure and all this other stuff because you don't know why you were created. I just want you to understand why you were created and why God put you on this earth, because there is something that God wants you to do. But if you keep wasting your time away with stuff that doesn't even matter, you keep worrying about all of these celebrities and who broke up with who and who getting a divorce and who taking whose money. What any of that got to do with you? Your family's still in bondage. You still broke. Who cares? They living and you watching. You gotta begin to live your life. The life that God has called you to live. Don't try to be like anybody else. Be who God has called you to be. Do what he has called you to do. And the ability and the strength that he has given to you. Don't be like anybody else. Listen. It's time for you to get a vision, bro. It's time for you to get a vision, sis. It's time for you to just get by yourself, shut the TV off, turn the phone off. I don't care if you have to go in a room and lock yourself in the room and just cry out to God and ask him, God, what have you purposed for my life to be? What is it that you see me doing on this earth? What is it that you want for me? Give me a vision, God. Give me a vision that'll keep me up at night working long hours, that'll wake me up early in the morning. Give me a vision that's going to fuel me. Get a piece of paper, get a pen, lock yourself in a room, and begin to just self-explore. What am I good at? What am I passionate at? What have I tucked and hidden away because I was so insecure about it and I didn't feel like other people would have received it? Some of y'all have actually tried to step out on your dreams, but because you was looking for validation, some people laughed at you. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was music. Maybe it was art. I don't know, And you actually presented your gift to certain people, and they laughed at you because it was in a very premature state. They didn't wait for it to mature. They laughed at you, and because they laughed at you, you became insecure and you put it down. Sis, pick that pad back up. I don't book pad. I don't know what it is that you do. Pick that back up. Because you got the next best dress that you're going to create. All right. Don't allow anybody to make you shy away from the gifts that God has given unto you. Right. So I think one of the things that we need to do is we need to begin to create a vision for our lives, right? So where is it that you want to go? What is it that you want to do? Where do you see yourself in 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now? Where are you living? What are you driving? What is your career goals? How many kids do you have? You know, like, how do you want to change the world? How do you want to leave your impact on the world? You know, what do you want to be remembered by? What is it that's going to fuel you to get out of the bed in the morning and you don't have to get paid for it, but you're just so passionate about it and you love it so much? What is it? And if you don't know, dig. Do the work. Dig. Do the work. All right. So that's all I have for you lovelies today. So do the work, sis. Write the vision, make it plain, understand what it is that you're here for. Stop wasting your life away. You don't have that much time. Like, yes, you're young, but you don't have that much time. Okay, so sit down, figure it out, what you want to do, get a vision, begin to write a plan out, and begin to chase after that vision. You're going to have to be committed to this vision. You're going to have to give your life for this vision. This is not something that you can just, do one day and don't do the other day. You're going to have to wake up and you're going to have to be committed to this vision. Listen, go so hard for this vision. You're going to have to give your life for this. You're going to have to. And I know in our generation, we lazy. We don't want to do all that. We just want the results of it. But if you want the financial freedom, you're going to have to work for it. Nobody is coming to save you. You're going to save you. Everything you need is already on the inside of you, but you got to tap into it. Ain't nobody around you the answers to your problem. You already have the answer to your problem. God has already placed you in that family for a reason, because you're going to be the one to lift your family up. It's within. When you're discovering your purpose, it's not out here. It's in here. Stop going outside to find the answers and go within. God has already put it in you in seed form, but you got to begin to water it. You got to begin to plant it. You got to begin to cultivate it, sis. It's in you, and I believe in you, and you're going to do it. And I can't wait to hear your testimony of how you found your vision and how you wrote your plan and how now you are this big multimillionaire business owner, or now how you built all these houses and orphanages and how you give to the widows. I can't wait to hear your success story, because it's coming, sis. I can't wait to see you bold and confident and standing up and doing what you never thought you would be able to do. That is all I have for you lovelies today. If this video has helped you at all, if you know this video can help somebody, then go ahead and just share this video and subscribe and leave your comments for future videos that you all would like to see. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up right here, and as always, I appreciate you lovelies for tuning in, and have a blessed day.